Well, I know it's a little noisy in here because it's a little cold in here, but it's time for this motor to come out. Apparently it's got a new home, so somebody's going to be coming to pick that up, so we got to get that out. He's been working. He's got quite a bit coming out here. I could not find, you know, those little hooks for yanking the radios. I could not find any. I got some somewhere. Of course, he's got some somewhere too. So that'll be fun. But there's a solution somewhere. We'll get it. But hopefully he's been paying attention here, because I'm assuming the TA will come apart exactly the same. So I guess right now while I'm waiting for him, go ahead and get this accessory drive pulled now that the motor's going away. And yeah, it honestly shouldn't take us super long, especially since we do have the lift here. So we'll pull forward, pull drive shaft, pop the tranny off there. No, this will go pretty smooth. We'll make a great big mess though. The tranny will leak. The engine still got coolant in it. You always think you got it, but you don't. So yeah, it'll make a bit of a mess yet. We'll show that. All right. So the guy that wants the motor wants that quadrijet intake. So I'm gonna be pulling that. So she's coming apart pretty good. It doesn't take very long. When the fenders aren't on here, it's pretty straightforward. After a little while, we'll throw her up in the air, pull the starter, and get everything underneath as well. It'll just make it so much faster. Okay, got that one off. And we're not actually sealing it because the guy that wants it is going to have to do it good. But he does want that intake, and we're going to use it to pull the engine out. So we're going to go ahead and set her in real quick. Okay, I'm swinging under here. Throw the arms under so we can pick her up. Get the exhaust tubes pulled, the starter. Get everything loose so we can pop the tranny. And we'll start draining a few fluids and make a big mess. Well, we haven't made much mess yet. We'll work on that. Okay, gotta slide that under. Just pull the straps off the drive shaft. And for anyone who's ever done it, sometimes they leak a little bit. So figured I better have the pan handy. Okay, she's coming apart pretty easy. Years ago we had put a pan on with a drain, and boy, that sure makes a lot less mess. So he's working on dropping the exhaust. I think I've got pretty much everything pulled off the tranny now. So, and because we don't have a core support, we're just gonna bring lines, transmission, everything all at once. She'll slide right off the mount now. So yeah, that's gonna make it easy. We gotta get the motor mounts and finish getting this exhaust off, and then I think we can yank this sucker. Okay. All right. So one of the few things left is pulling that R key up there, and these two motor mounts, and then I think everybody's ready to come out. We got the exhaust out. I've got this high performance wooden mount here. That's just gonna hold it until we go to pull it. So all of this is coming out as one unit. It'll make my life a little easier later. Okay, we're bringing her down to pull her out. I imagine Harlan's off to go get the hoist. So we'll see in a second. The beauty of hydraulics is just how simple that is. I can just crank on that and up comes a motor. So then well, before we pull her forward, I'll get under there to catch the tranny, and then he'll pull her forward a little bit and up, and then forward and up and forward and up, and it'll be out in just a few minutes. Show the people. So see, we used the jack to kind of hold it for a second, and then we brought her forward, and now you can see just how nicely that's going to clear. We're trying to save these lines for templates. Okay, come forward as best we can here. Okay, and then up. And see, you can see this is what we've got to clear. Shouldn't be too much on the other side either. Let's get these lines up over that clamshell. That should be more than enough for a while there, Harlan. So let's pull it forward. Okay, hitting something. Okay, well, I'm going to put the phone down because I'm not paying enough attention. Okay, so there's a 400 sitting there, just a swinging. So, and that's here. That's your clue right there. It's got the electric kick down. They do still get a little vacuum modulator though. And now we did go ahead and already pull the torque converter bolts. So he's off to get a cart. We'll set the tranny down on a cart, pop these 6 bolts off the bell housing, slide those apart, and yeah, then this motor goes off to a new home. Remember the part where I said we'd make a mess? There it is. So I'm getting ready to pop the side plugs and drain the rest of the coolant out. So we had dipped it just a little too far and she started spewing. Okay, there's a little bit of coolant out of the block. Nice and sweet, tastes real good. It'll make the cats feel pretty happy and warm until they die, as they go blind. So yeah, may not be the prettiest looking thing, but this thing ran fine. Nothing wrong with her. So we got that out. Alright. She's down there sitting waiting to go. I can kind of get a good feel for the undercarriage of the car. I know everything back here is pretty much screwed, but overall the floors actually for a Minnesota car aren't that bad. You know, in Minnesota this is not too bad. I mean, look at that, there's still metal there. So, you know,
the floor is the easiest thing in the whole car to replace.
Of course it is. Well, yeah, you can just buy that.
I'd rather have a big hole in the floor than in the quarter.
Yeah, unfortunately, you don't even have a chunk of the quarter. Whole tail pan's missing too. So, but how else are you going to learn how to do it, right? You just got to do it. And we've decided that we're going to extract the gas from this tank through the fuel filter. So he's looking for a hose barb, and we're going to just hook this up and pull her out. All right, and now it's time to try to get this thing down out of the rust. So I'm looking, there's usually some hose somewhere. So our vent line comes over and around and back over. And then they both come up. And here's their soft line right here. So we're probably just going to cut those and not even monkey with it. They will leak, but that's what always happens. All right, she's coming down without too much drama. We've got to undo, and it's hard to see, but there's a bolt here for this ground strap. And I think she'll come the rest of the way down. Because I'm not going to be welding back here with that gas tank. So yeah, it's coming apart. We're pretty happy. We're not finding anything scary yet. All the lines are old. Of course, you know, there's no reason why they'd have ever been replaced, so they should be original. Yeah, there's, like I said, you know, there's definitely some Minnesota, but well, it's all fixable. Well, everything's fixable. So, all right, let's get that down. Here's something you don't get to see too often in Minnesota. There's a build sheet on top of this gas tank. Usually when you find them, you get the one that was under the floor. You can't read a whole bunch of it. I can read that there's bucket seats, but yeah, it's just kind of neat to find stuff like that. Okay, so we're getting ready to pull up the sender and see how she looks. We're voting on a very clogged sock, but you never know. The sock actually, oh, it's kind of full, but it's not broken. Yeah, this was an aftermarket sender. It wasn't an original, but look at the tube is gone. Plus the hose here had all kinds of cracks in it. So, and there's still a little bit in there. We'll get the rest out. But yeah, this was what was on top, and we think that siphoned too much air, made the fuel pump work too hard to deliver any fuel. And here we have confirmation of what we suspected all along. That's an L22 inline 6 M38 transmission. It did have power brakes though, so it did have the J50 power brake from the factory. But we suspected the engine tranny combo didn't come originally because that was a 400. behind a 350. So, oh, and here's my little block of wood. Got that. Yeah, it'll be nice when he's done. It'll just take a little time. A little here, a little there. But I think that's probably going to wrap up what's worth filming for a 78 Camaro video. But yeah, I think that wasn't a bad night right there. I think we got a little bit done. You can see he's already boxing stuff up as he pulls it. Because, you know, these kind of projects, they don't get done on a Tuesday. They take a little bit of time. So, thanks for watching.